24 hours. It took us 24 hours to scale a completely brand new dropshipping store to almost $700 a day in sales. And actually today we finished at over $500 in sales. And I will refresh this for those of you that think I'm faking this for whatever reason. But in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how I was able to do this in literally the span of a weekend. And yes, this is a completely brand new store, as you'll see. No prior sales before Friday. So I started on Friday, launched into Saturday. And then from there, killed a couple of ad sets to get even more profitable. And now we're at just over $500 a day in sales. So I wanted to bring you guys this video to show you how easy it is in 2025 to actually successfully dropship. And with the TikTok ban, you guys are probably looking for ways to actually dropship that are legal and that you can actually do in the US. So everything you see here was done with Facebook ads. And I wanted to create this very short video. I didn't want to do a super long drawn out one. I just wanted to explain as quickly as possible exactly how I was able to get results like these literally this past weekend as I'm recording this, and then share with you how you can get similar results by following a very, very simple blueprint. And yeah, I want to get this video done in less than 10 minutes. So without wasting any more time, let me show you exactly how I did this step by step. Okay, so first step when it comes to dropshipping, obviously, is you need to find a product. So one of my favorite ways to find products is using this tool called Data. It is a TikTok shop spy tool for the US. Now, obviously, as I'm recording this, TikTok has just been banned in the US. So this is probably not going to be as relevant. Who knows how much longer we're going to be able to use this. But at the time I'm recording this and at the time of me actually starting the store, there was still lots of data on the TikTok shop. And so I came here because I can see exactly how much revenue certain products are doing. And that is a gold mine because that's one of my primary criteria for selecting a product. And yes, I got the anime glasses on tonight, trying the blue light glasses so that I can actually sleep better at night. I'm on my Brian Johnson health optimization shit. Anyways, I love tools like this because I can see the actual revenue numbers that a product is doing. And you guys know me at this point. I want to go after products that are proven to be generating a high volume of revenue because then they're proven. Then I can test with confidence knowing that someone else is already doing substantial revenue with these products. Now, where I kind of take a departure from most of my normal content is that for this store, I wanted to go after clothing items specifically. Or I guess overall, I didn't want to sell any problem solving products or products in the beauty niche because common misconception that you have to sell problem solving products to build a successful store. And that is just not the case. When we say branded dropshipping, doesn't necessarily mean a problem solving product. Now, I prefer problem solving products and I teach beginners to go after those because generally, I think they're a little bit easier to break into in the fact that your market and your audience is completely defined. When it comes to selling clothing and other products that don't necessarily solve a problem, the market is not as definable. You have to really go deeper into the angles and you have to have a quality product. When it comes to clothing, and I work with very, very large fashion brands, and these fashion brands have crazy followers. But if they create a product drop, put together an entire collection and the audience doesn't like it, there's no amount of marketing that we can do to actually sell that collection. So that's the caveat with non-problem solving products is the product itself has to really, really catch someone's eye or just be really trending, which is why a lot of organic TikTok products do really well, even though they're not necessarily problem solving. They have that wow factor and they're just things that people want. So I was looking on Data. I was trying to see if there were any particular clothing items that I could reverse search onto AliExpress to then be able to find so that I could dropship as well. And most of the TikTok shop clothing items are actually like full on brands. But if you scroll through, you'll see a lot of products that you can very easily find similar comps, we'll call them, on AliExpress. Like here's one. And this is exactly what I did I was like, this looks like very much like an AliExpress image for a product. But as you can see, it's a high quality product. It looks like it has a high perceived value from the audience's perspective. The actual product itself pops immediately. You can tell exactly what this is straight away. And it just looks like a solid pair of jeans, or in this case, cargo joggers. And you can kind of tell just by that, like how the pants change color like immediately. Like this is most likely a picture from AliExpress and it's probably just someone changing the actual color of the pants. So this is what I did. I went to Data, I went to the clothing section, and I was looking for products that I think I could find on AliExpress that were also generating a substantial amount of revenue. So this one was doing about $6,000 per day in TikTok shop revenue. And then all I did was I searched with Google Lens to see if I could find that product on AliExpress. And as you can see, there's already a bunch. Like here's one from Temu. if I keep scrolling down, should be able to find it. And if not, very simple search. Okay, boom. There it is on AliExpress. Let's click onto that. Of course, it's actually gone, but it's a very simple search. So this looks like, I'm just showing you the actual process. I was able to find the product on TikTok Shop on AliExpress, but if let's say I couldn't do the reverse image search or it's not coming up, all I'll just look up is cargo pants. Very simple. Okay. Cargo pants. And as you can see, boom, all kinds of listings that look exactly like the one that we just found here. Okay. Boom. So it looks like it has like a slight pocket in it. I feel like that could pass for it right there. Okay. Very similar. Look at that. Boom. $10. Very solid creative there. Stands out on the feed. They've even got some camo versions here that I would love to test as well. But this particular variant obviously looks the closest to this one on Calidata. So these guys are doing $6,000 a day. This product does not solve a problem by any means, but $6,000 a day, the money doesn't lie. So there's no reason why we can't apply the same principles that we take when we're selecting a product, which is, number one, we choose proven products because our goal as a dropshippers is to leverage existing demand that is already being driven to another person's store and to channel it onto our store. So clearly there is a shit ton of demand for these particular cargo pants. So why can't we take some of that demand and channel it onto our brand? We can. That's the thing. So that is exactly what I did with our case study story that I just showed you in the beginning of this video, which is the exact same thing I do across all of my stores, is find products that are selling really well. And how can I leverage that demand and channel it onto my store? So I found this product and I tested it with some very simple image ads, which were these creatives right here. Sometimes what I'll do is if I have to, I'll like adjust the brightness a little bit so it stands out a little bit more. But honestly, like this as is really good to go. Because if you look at any clothing brand in the US, Aloe, Skims, any of the high 7, 8, and 9 figure clothing brands, they're all using image ads. Like they don't have crazy video creative. I mean, some of them do, but most of the time if you're selling clothing, it's really just a matter of like showing a person an image, right? And there's still a desire there that we're leveraging and there's still angles you can use, but for the most part, this is a cool product. This is a cool pair of pants. Do you want it? Yes or no? Okay, if not, bye, move on. So that's the exact process that I went through in finding the product, was using Calidata to go into some of these niches that I know most people are not using these platforms for. Most people are going to go into problem solving, beauty, skincare, health and wellness, pain relief. I doubt there's very many people, especially in the dropshipping space, looking at cargo pants. So that's exactly what I did. And then I just grabbed the image and then used that as my creative. And I'll take you inside of the ad account to show you why I love this process even better sometimes than problem solving stuff. All right, so here I am inside of the ad account for today. And as you can see, this is one of the products that I ran for today that was able to generate almost $200 in revenue at a 3+ return on ad spend. And take a look at the CPMs. Absolutely killer CPMs. And I'll break down the targeting options that I'm using. But when you run products like this that are completely like non-problem solving, not aggressive, not beauty, no skin, no nothing, you get rewarded with cheap CPMs, which is fantastic because obviously scaling is a lot easier when your ads are actually showing up in front of people. So as you can see, cost per click is in a really good spot and my CPM is incredibly low. Now, I do want to point out that I'm obviously targeting a bunch of countries. In fact, I have a list of about 25 countries that I'm targeting here, a good mix of EU as well as North America. And as you can see, I'm still getting majority of spend into the US. I'm just giving Facebook a lot more options for it to allocate the spend into, trusting that Facebook, regardless of the countries that I give it, is going to be able to find customers. Now, granted, there are some countries that I'm going to take out of this list that I just wanted to test for the sake of testing. Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Israel, Qatar. These are countries that I threw in because I looked them up and saw that they actually have pretty high market volume for e-commerce. There's a lot of transactional volume there in those countries, but at the same time, they're just lower tiered countries, I would say, at least in an e-commerce sense where there's not as much value as something like the US. But as you can see, even in the US, I'm getting $53 CPMs for a clothing item, and then across the board, getting about anywhere from like $15 to $20 CPMs. So my average CPM is very, very low. And even in the US, 53 is still considered high, but if you've ever run ads for skincare, then you know that you would kill for that low of a CPM if you're running like a skincare or a health product. So that's the beauty of running non-problem solving products: clothing, shoes, home decor, lamps, bedside tables, bed sheets. These are niches where the competition, there's just not nearly as much competition as something like a skincare or pain relief. And because of that, you don't have to put up with a lot of the issues that you normally do, such as the high CPMs, high cost per clicks, things like that. So I'm doing a lot of testing in more niches where I'm not just going into, finding the next skincare tool. I'm having a lot of fun, honestly, and a lot of success testing out and using some of these spy tools to be able to find products that don't solve problems or don't functionally, transform someone's life, but are more so just products that, people could actually want for one reason or another. And clothing, again, men's clothing, women's clothing. There's a lot of shapewear brands right now who, are drop shippers. I'll show you one example really quick. This is a good example. This is a shapewear clothing brand, started off drop shipping. I believe they are still drop shipping, but again, no one's back is being straightened here. No one's skin is being cleared up. I'm sure their CPMs in this account are extremely favorable as well. And just like what you saw with this product here, where it's, we're not changing people's lives. We're not doing any kind of aggressive advertising. And as a result, Facebook doesn't have any need or want to penalize us with really high CPMs. So that's kind of the blueprint for the store that you saw in today's video. And I'm going to try and push it as hard as I can and continue to explore some of these niches and make more content on some of these extra niches so that you guys don't feel pigeonholed like you always have to be selling in skincare or beauty, because everyone in this space, myself included, is making content about it. The core of dropshipping, or the fundamental advantage, and just the fundamental advantage of dropshipping is that you can sell any product and you can put up any product on your store with a certain level of flexibility and speed that other brands just cannot match you with. And so as a result, taking products that are currently selling, that have clear volume, and then just leveraging that demand onto your store is one of the best ways to get started. And you can do so with other products that are not problem solvers. And in fact, it might even be better to do so because in many instances, it's going to be cheaper to advertise and a lot less headaches on your end, because you don't have to make these crazy ads. You can take images and you can test products just like that, just like we did here. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. I tried to be mindful of not rambling, and I ended up going up to 13 minutes long. As usual, I can't help it. So that's going to do it for this video. That's exactly how, step by step, we were able to find the product that has allowed us to generate and take the store brand new on its first day to over $600 in sales, and now $500, and hopefully going to scale this up a lot further and do a lot more content on this particular store. Hope you guys enjoyed and got a ton of value out of this as always. Now, if you do want to get access to my complete Shopify dropshipping masterclass that shows you how to get results like you just saw in this video, then check out the first link in the description. God Tier Ecom, my private course community, is officially open for enrollment. And we're also trying to make a push to win the school games, which means the price that you see right now is the lowest price that it will ever be. When you join, you get access to my masterclass, 3 weekly Q&As, a free one-on-one coaching call. You get access to spy tools just like Calo Data that you saw here, PP ads, Winning Hunter for completely free. You also get access to the Lumen theme, one of the best Shopify premium themes on the market, for completely free. Not a cracked version. It's the real license key. So you get all of those bonuses, over $1,000 worth, on top of 3 weekly Q&As, the one-on-one coaching, as well as the complete masterclass. And of course, access to an awesome community of like-minded entrepreneurs who are trying to hustle and scale their businesses to the next level. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, check out the first link in the description. Otherwise, hope you got a ton of value out of this as always. If I seem a little bit low energy, it's because I'm a little bit sick, but we're grinding one video every single day. No excuses. So that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys got a ton of value as always. Again, God Tier Ecom, first link in the description if you're interested. Otherwise, hope you have an amazing rest of the day wherever you're watching this, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.